All right, Shalom. It's your brother Kushab coming back at you with another lesson. Now, before I get started, I want to give our praises, glory, and honors unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. And peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect, right, as well as those that believe in the gospel and may even endure to the end, Allah willing, all right? Now, I just want to get into a lesson, pretty much covering some news, all right, which has been going on over the past, I believe, week or two. Ever since, this guy, DJ Donald Nero Trump got back into the office, all right, in which it's been nothing but, it's been chaotic, man, to say the least, all right? All right, and he has this policy that he put into place called America First. In which he's been bumping shoulders, all right, and getting into all kind of ruffles with all of these other nations, right? In which this is all part of biblical prophecy, man. All right, with these nations coming together, ultimately to hate the whore, okay? And this guy is spearheading, all right, and leaping forward, okay, with his policies, okay, and the different things that he wants for America, right? Imposing tariffs on two neighboring countries, all right, which have been at peace with America, but now what are you doing? You're causing them to dislike you, all right? You haven't had that guy Trudeau, he had a press conference. I forgot to cue it up, but he said that how we don't want to do this, but we will, if we have to, all right? And then I seen videos of them taking the alcohol, different imported things that they get from America off the shelves, man, all right? And they're going to retaliate with their tariffs, But it says here from the NY Times, it says President Trump has frayed alliances across the globe with his words and his actions, all right? And he is disembarring the very thing that the U.S. has worked so hard to set up, right? He's ordering NATO to pay the U.S., all right? You saw the whole thing with them and Zelensky last week. You see, hey man, it's just gearing up more and more for these places that actually hate the whore, all right? But it says on the campaign trail, President Trump made no secret about how he would approach a second term. He would get tough with the nations around the world, even friends and allies that he believed were taking advantage of the United States' economic and military might, all right? And he has held true to his word, all right? And imposing sanctions and tariffs, all right? All in the name of versus Canada, okay? All in the name of importing illegal fentanyl, man, all right? So let's impose a 25% tariff on them, and which is going to lead, this is ultimately going to backfire on us because America is an import city. I mean, an import country, all right? The majority of the things that America has, the resources they have here, is imported, okay? Which is why when you look at everything, it says made in China, all right? Very few things say made in the USA, all right? Made in Mexico, all right? Made in Canada, okay? This place is an import country predominantly, all right? And all of the goods and things that they get from other countries, this guy is putting tariffs on those things coming in, all right? Or taxing those other countries, and those countries are going to do retaliatory taxes back, man, all right? And what you have, I'm going to come back to this, but China's ready, you see? It says if war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war or a trade war or any other type of war, we're ready to fight to the end, all right? And it matter, the battle drums are beating, okay? Because this is how war starts. It starts economically, all right? Then it starts with trade wars, okay? And then the war actually is going to get physical, man. You see? And they're straight up telling you that we're ready for whatever, all right? And prophecy is knocking, a prophecy of World War III is knocking at the door, man, okay? It is knocking at the door. All right, we know the MOTB has to come first, but prophecy is knocking at the door, man. You see? But yeah, let me play this real quick, right? Because the brother did a beautiful lesson, you know, the tariffs taking effect, right? But
will the United States stay in NATO while you're in office?
In where?
NATO. Do you commit that the United States will remain a member of NATO while you're in office?
Again, they have to pay their bills. If they pay their bills, absolutely.
But not if they don't pay their bills.
But NATO's taking advantage of us because we were look, two things. Number one, they take advantage of us on trade, meaning the European nations, okay, like terrible. They don't take our cars, they don't take our food product, they don't take anything. It's a disgrace. And on top of that, we defend them. So it's a double whammy. So let me just tell you, I was able to get hundreds of billions of dollars put into NATO just by a tough attitude. I said to the countries, I'm not going to protect you unless you pay. And they started paying. And that amounted to more than $600 billion. That's a big thing. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be fighting. They wouldn't have any money to fight. If they're paying their bills.
And, you know, that just made me think about it, too, because this guy made a comment to, I believe it was the British Prime Minister. He made a smart comment to him and said, what are you going to do, fight Russia all alone? And, you know, and they both kind of laughed it off, you know, but this is this guy's mindset, all right? He believes that these other nations, they can't do anything without the U.S., all right? Which he's right in a sense, right? Because this is I believe the scriptures speak about the teeth, the iron teeth, all right, which represents the Roman military, all right, in Daniel, the 7th chapter, all right? But, you know, this is where America's strength lies, right, in their military might, okay? That's how they force these other nations to submit and get down with the program, right? And the same thing as Rome did in the ancient times, right? But, you know, there's the way he's talking, all right, the way he's imposing things, he's definitely going to get America and have them put into that how can I say that, forget the word, right? But they're going to be put in a sick situation, right? Into where all of these nations are going to actually get their nukes off on America, because they're actually going to get tired of this guy, all right? And if they don't put him down or unalive him, all right, he's definitely going to make things much worse. He's spearheading prophecy, man. All right, he's speeding up the times. All right, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is using this guy to speed up the times. All right, let me get a quick precept, right? Because I keep quoting it. It's Revelation 17. I'm gonna come back to that Ecclesiastes. Revelation 17 and 18. You know, both of those chapters go into it. All right. A little bit further down. Yeah, Revelation 17 and 16, it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, which represents NATO and the EU. All right. These same nations that he is saying that, oh, you have to pay us, all right, in order for us to keep dealing with you, right? Let's go back.
Okay, like terrible. They don't take our cars, they don't take our food product, they don't take anything. They take.
And he said they don't take none of our products, right? They don't help us out financially. So why are we actually helping them? You see, as what I alluded to, and that's going to say it in Revelation 18 chapter. You know, this place is not an export country; it's an import country. All right, these other nations make their money by using the petrodollar. All right, America, the USD. To buy things, all right, to finance their things, man, all right. That's what they do, and that's how America has become this world superpower, okay. But I'll let it play and I'll go back to the precept.
It's a disgrace, and on top of that, we defend them, so it's a double whammy. So let me just tell you, I was able to get hundreds of billions of dollars put into NATO just by a tough attitude. I said to the countries, I'm not going to protect you unless you pay. And they started paying. And that amounted to more than $600 billion. It's a big thing. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be fighting. They wouldn't have any money to fight. If they're paying their bills, and if I think they're treating us fairly, the answer is absolutely. I'd stay with NATO.
But if not, you would consider the possibility of
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this. You just mentioned Elon Musk. I think everybody in this...
And what she said, if not, if they didn't get down with the program, he would consider, taking the U.S. out of that North Atlantic Treaty. All right? And that's what NATO stands for, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, I believe. All right? And the EU for the European Union, all right, which was previously known as the European Economic Commission. All right? Now back to Revelation 17 and 16, it says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." Because these nations, all right, the actions that Trump is taking, all right, and whether if he's not the guy, whoever it may be, all right, but through the spirit and power, Yahweh Bashim Shai, we believe this guy is Nero coming back, all right, and he's doing the same things that Nero did, all right, contributing to the fall of Rome, you see. And these nations, the actions that he's taking, these nations are definitely ready to hate the whore and make her desolate, man, and burn her with fire, you see. Because you already have, it's getting ready to say it. I don't want to get ahead of myself, all right. Now, back in the article, starting right here, it says, the result, which has seemingly caught many international leaders off guard, has been fraying of military alliances and aggressive tariffs against America's closest neighbors. You see, and these people didn't really think that he was going to go through with what he was promising, all right, to shake up the world, all right, and which is why they're ultimately going to start calling for a new leader of the free world, all right, as they said, as the lady said, I forget her name, it's going to say it in the article though, all right, but it says, gone is the alliance first foreign policy of past administrations, because in previous administrations, the Obama, Biden, Bush, their thing was to have alliances with the nations first, right? Submitting, getting down with these nations, all right, or have the nations get down with them so they can be what? Allies, right? But this guy, he's come with the America First policy, all right? Putting America first, and these nations don't like that, man. You see? And he's telling you what his clear intentions are, all right? And these nations don't like that, man. You see? So it's going to come to a point to where ultimately they're going to get completely tired, all right? And they're going to side with China, Russia, and they're going to shoot off the nukes, man. You see? But not until the MOTB is fully made mandatory, though, all right? But that's a small thing to incorporate at this point, all right, with the infrastructure that has been set up with that. You see? But it says the first weeks of the second Trump term have taken on the feel of America versus the world. You see, straight out of the scriptures, man. America versus the world. Babylon the Great, all right, that whore. You see, versus the world, man. All right. It says the free world, there's the quote right here, the free world needs a new leader. Kaja Kallis, the EU's foreign policy chief. You see, the chief of the EU calling for what? A free world, a new leader of the free world. All right, because they know that the president, quote unquote, of America is the face of the world. All right, they're the one that, excuse me, they're the ones that, quote unquote, run the free world. But we know who it truly is. All right, these bankers, man. All right, these guys are nothing but peons, puppets. You see? But it says the free world needs a new leader. Kaja Kallis, the European Union's foreign policy chief, wrote on social media after Mr. Trump clashed with President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine in the Oval Office last week. He says it's up to us Europeans to take this challenge. So they're calling for a new leader, man. That's why I say if this guy even is in there, if they don't unalive him, It says now Trump has imposed tariffs 25% on most parts from Canada and Mexico, and 2 rounds of 10% levies on imports from China, which he has said are punishment for their failure to stem the flow of drugs into the United States. All right, which we know those who have the money controls the people. All right, I forget exactly how the quote go, but we know money rules the world, man. All right, and is the root of all evil. You see, and these things have caused these nations to err, chiefly dealing with the U.S., man. All right. Now it says the moves have quickly sparked a trade war. China and Canada retaliated immediately, imposing their own tariffs on U.S. goods on Tuesday. Mexico said it will announce its countermeasures, including retaliatory tariffs, on Sunday. The list of countries targeted by Trump has continued to grow. He has mocked Canada as the 51st state and called his Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, a governor. He's threatened to seize the Panama Canal and annex Greenland from Denmark. He has frozen military aid for Ukraine as the country attempts to fight off a Russian invasion. He has cut off foreign aid that benefits countries throughout Africa, South America, and Asia. Now he has imposed tariffs on China, Canada, and Mexico. So that's why I say, man, this goddamn devil, his pen been busy, man. All right? And that's good. All right? That's good. You know, because that's going to bring forth, that's going to speed up JT, man. That's why I say the MOTB being fully made mandatory, that's a small thing at this point. It's a big thing in prophecy, all right, but it's a small thing to do at this point, man. You see? It's gonna be easy to do. All right, because people are gonna start losing their minds when the food prices shoot up. All right, as we were seeing with the eggs. So we don't know how the whole tariff thing is gonna go, you know? Which is why it's better to be paying attention to the news, man, being on your watch, all right? Because these are the things that's going on. These gonna be the things that make drastic changes to what you know as America, man. All right, the land of the great, the land of the free, all right, the brave, all right, the virgin, okay. You say they shall see no sorrow. Well, we gonna see real soon, man. All right, that's pretty much it for that. You know, I'll let this play. You know, grab the rest of the precepts and get up out of here, man.
Country is learning a lot about his influence, which is unwieldy and over the top, just to say a few words. You mentioned 100% tariffs on Teslas to hit Elon Musk. He owns a number of other companies. Obviously, there's Starlink. Would you ever consider canceling Canada's contracts with Starlink, for example?
Absolutely. And Canadian premiers have already said that they would do that. I think you made a really important point a minute ago, Jen, which is right now, this is maybe abstract for Americans. But if these tariffs are put in place, it is going to hurt Americans. Anyone who has a 401k is going to be hit because the stock market is already hurting. Anyone who needs to fill their car up with gas is going to be hit. You are going to be putting tariffs, a tax on the oil and gas and electricity that we sell you. Totally absurd. Your grocery prices are going to go up because you know what you need to grow food in the United States? You need fertilizer. And 80% of it comes from Canada, and you're going to put a 25% tax on it? I mean, the Wall Street Journal is right. This is dumb. This is utterly self-mutilating, and our retaliation is going to make it worse because we can't stand for these attacks on our economy. So really what I'm saying to you and to your viewers, Jen, is call the White House now. Say to the president, say to your congressmen, say to your senators, say to your governors, this is
like that's gonna make a big difference, man. You know? And these guys are controlled, man. They're puppets. They're doing the bidding of the elites. You see? Call the White House, call the president. Hey, man, it's not gonna make a goddamn difference, man. All right?
mutilation. This just doesn't make sense. There is no need to do this. But if you follow this path, it's going to hurt America.
It's not every day when you hear a candidate to be the leader of a neighboring country call for people to call the White House and their members of Congress. So that speaks to the significance of the moment.
China now saying that they will look to impose tariffs on some U.S. goods as well. What else do we know about the China response to the U.S. tariffs?
Yes, again, going exactly by the playbook, like clockwork. At 1 p.m., seconds after that, China released its slew of countermeasures, pretty extensive this time round compared to the previous round in February. They're targeting up to 15% tariffs on a list of U.S. goods. I'm just going to go through them very quickly. 10% on pork, beef, soybean, sorghum, fruits, vegetables, and dairy products. The one on soybean, of course, had been highly anticipated. And 15% tariffs on wheat, cotton, chicken, and corn. So all of these are agricultural commodities. I would say that they are largely still less than proportional to the scale of the U.S. tariffs, because we're talking about 10 to 15% tariffs from China versus 20% from Trump if you count in the first 10% plus the second round of 10%. And you look at the scale of it, the range of the goods covered. U.S. tariffs cover all Chinese goods, but the Chinese tariffs are targeting specific sectors, mainly the agricultural sector.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 20.
All right, and you see at the end she said mainly the agricultural sector. All right, and like I said, man, these things are gonna backfire on Trump, on the U.S., and hey, man, it's gonna spearhead Jacob's trouble, man. You know, hey, and call Lord how about Shimmy Al-Shah by Shimmy Kakodash Barakatah. You know, for the putting the spirit on DJ Trump to spearhead the downfall of this place and speed it up, you see? Because why? We'll be closer to our salvation ultimately, man. You know? This is beautiful, heavy times that we living in, all right? But, what's our Revelation 17, all right? And, you know, I ain't gonna read 17 and 18. I'm just go straight to 18. Pick up yep, 18 in Revelation 18 and 8. Excuse me. It says, therefore shall her, I stood up 7. It says, how much has she glorified herself and lived deliciously? So much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Because this guy Trump, you know, the ruler of the quote-unquote free world, he believes that, you know, that this won't have any negative impacts. Or even if he does, you know, he's not going to say that, all right? He's not going to say that, man. You see? But this is the mindset of the elite, all right? This is the mindset of the rulers of America, that they shall see no sorrow. All right, well, the Lord is going to he's getting ready to show you sorrow, man. He's getting ready to bring famine, okay, death, all right, tribulation, anguish. You see, you're gonna see sorrow, man. All right, it says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. All right. Verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Because these people, you know, these other nations that's gonna make the whole desolate, they're gonna think to themselves, man, what the hell we done? We through. You see? Because what? They have lived deliciously with her. All right? They've made their countries rich. All right? Beyond measure, you see? Off of the backs of America. Okay, dealing with the whore, you know. But I wanted to bring that out to, you know, show that these nations, you know, they gon', hey man, they got a lot to pay for dealing with America, man. You know. But I believe that was it. Yeah. Let me get that Ecclesiastes. We could probably end it out with that. You know, I didn't have too many precepts. You know, I just really wanted to bring the information out, right? It's Ecclesiastes 10 and 16. It says, woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child and thy princes eat in the morning. All right? And woe to America, because the king of America, the king of Babylon, he's a goddamn child, man. All right? He's a servant himself. You see? And he can't do good. Right? He can't fix America. Trump will fix it. Man, they ain't fixing a goddamn thing, man. All right? He should have make things worse. You see? And when you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans get that through your thick skull, you know, you'll have you'll live a lot better, man. All right. You have not live better, but you know, mentally you'll be in a much better space. Okay. But you know, that's pretty much the point, man. You know, I ain't gonna keep harping on it. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, man. Straight to the point. So with that, and that's the spirit, man. The ambulance passing, you know, sorrow for America, man. You know. But so with that, you know, I'm giving all praises, glory, infinite honors unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. The bonus once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopefully elect. Till next time, I say shalom.